A PDF file created in Revit can be at the precise scale of the physical model being built. By importing it into AutoCAD, it can be processed to control a laser cutter. This is particularly useful for making planar parts, such as walls and floors. First step is to open AutoCAD. You should have a laser cutter template, and you can open that up. And you see it's got all the instructions for using our laser cutters here in the Digital Fabrication Lab. The basic operation in AutoCAD is to choose an icon to issue a command, just like most programs. Alternatively, one can type in commands and settings for commands. Either the Enter key or spacebar completes a command or a setting. The spacebar is very convenient. As a longtime user, I mostly type commands rather than finding them in the menu system. So I've opened the laser cut template file, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save it with a good name. So let's call it segment A, floors, demo. And then I'm going to insert the PDF file. And you'll see that in the insert menu here, I've got PDF import. And I can just click on that, and it lets me find that import file. So, I can find the import file. Let's do this one. And I will open it. And it asks me a few questions. I can use the PDF layers. Don't really care about that. I'm not going to create object layers. I'm going to do vector geometry. Don't care about solid fills. True type text is fine. Import is blocked. Don't care. Join line and arc segments. Okay. Apply line weight properties. That's not really necessary. So that looks good. And I'll just say, okay. And it comes right in. And you see it's exactly the right size because our title block in Revit was the right size. So I'll just click it here. It'll snap there. And there it is. Now the first thing I'm going to do is there's a command in Revit called overkill. And it's like it's designed for laser cutters. And what it does is to eliminate lines that are drawn on top of each other. And coming from Revit, there probably are lines drawn on top because Revit's a 3D model. And I have a line for the top edge and a line for the bottom edge and maybe some other lines. So, so I typed in overkill, and you'll notice down here it says select the objects. I'm going to type W to give me a window select and start in the upper corner here and drag across it and select all those, and I will press the return key. I get the overkill here, and it has a tolerance, has all sorts of stuff. I always just hit OK. I don't change anything, and it will tell you it found some overlapping objects, and maybe it deleted them. So it took care of that for me. Now my next step is to move them to the right layer. And I'll do that in a similar way. I'm going to type select here. Just type SEL and I can pick the select, and I'll type W again for window. Hit the space bar, pick everything, hit the space bar. It's selected everything. And I can come over here to the properties tab, properties panel. And if you don't have the properties panel, you can go to view and find the properties panel here and open it up. So I can close it, I can open it. Good. So I want to put it on the cut layer. And this template already has a cut layer. So I'll just pick on the layer view, I can just come down here and pick cut. I need to change the color to be by layer. And since the cut layer is red, it all turns red for me. I'll press the escape key to finish the command. And there we have it all in red. Now you'll see there's a bit of a problem here. We also have the tags down here, and they came in properly. They look good, but they're actually not proper for a laser cutter. They need to be exploded. So I'm going to select it and select the other one, and I'm going to type explode. And now they're exploded. Now what this has done is convert them from being a text object, and explode it again just to see what happens. Okay, so I think it's already exploded. So so it's exploded. I need to put it on the proper layer for etching. So I'm just going to click on the two. I don't have to control click or shift click. I just click the two objects that I want to change. And I'm going to go here to it's going to stay the color by layer, but I'm going to change my layer to etch. And that looks good. Now, as we did this, we found this text was kind of too small. So we used a scale command on it. So I will scale, and I can click 2 points just to stretch it a little bit. Nah, that didn't work. I'll undo it, click it, scale it, set the base point right here, and then scale it. So now it's bigger. And this one, I'll do the same thing. Click a base point, and then the scaling. Scale, base point, and set a new size. So now it ought to be big enough to really see. And that's pretty much it. So we should be ready to cut. So so I'm going to save this. I've already gave it a name, so I'll just save it again. Just pick save. And I'd like you to put, to make some of these, at least one of these laser cut files, and put it in a folder with your name and submit it on ACC. Send me a transmittal, and you get credit for this part.